بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. Um, let's continue with our interactive studies. Alhamdulillah, we are on week 10 today. So 2 more weeks and we shall be done with this entire course. Subhanallah, how quickly the time flies. Subhanallah, just recently we started and now we are talking about finishing. May Allah make this beneficial and rewarding for all of us. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. Now, I'm excited today because today is a very interesting class and I hope I can be able to do justice for it. So I hope you guys are also excited. Just as we always do in our warm-up session, we have to set our intentions right, make sure that we are doing this for the right reasons, make sure that we are ready to learn, make sure that we have all the resources with us, and so on and so forth. You know the drill by now. You understand, But the idea why I keep doing this is because it's important to really have the right intentions before every class so that you don't lose focus and you get the rewards for what we are trying to do. So that's the base of why we do this every single week. Okay? So I hope you guys are excited and I hope you're ready to learn and I hope you've set your intentions right and so that we can begin, inshallah. And may Allah put barakah in all the things that we do. Hanging on by a thread. Don't worry, Eva. May Allah will make it easy, inshallah. Allah will make it easy. Okay, no worries. Yeah, and especially this last 3 weeks, it's going to be a bit intense because we're dealing with very slightly difficult topics, right? Slightly difficult topics because we're no longer beginners. We're no longer dealing with jar, majroor, and mudaf ilayh. Now we're dealing with muta'addi biharf and other complicated topics. Alhamdulillah. Okay, looking forward. Great. All right. Okay, tell me in the chat. I'm going to just give you a clue. There are 4 kinds of an, just like there are 4 kinds of in. So if you know any kind of an, please type it in the chat. Any kind of an that you're familiar with, whatever comes in your mind. So just type it in the chat, whatever kind of an that you're familiar with, that you remember. An, not lan, an. So there are only 4 of them. أن المخففة من الثقيلة is one of them. Yes, أن المخففة من الثقيلة. We did yes, أن مصدرية. Yes, hidden أن المضمرة, the hidden أن is actually أن مصدرية because it forms a مصدر مؤول, right? So that would be أن مصدرية. So we have أن المضمرة من الثقيلة. Sorry, أن المخففة من الثقيلة. We have أن مصدرية. Any other kind of an that you know or remember of, or maybe just even if you don't know the exact name, you just know how it functions, you can mention that. Any other ideas? Yes, so yeah, so actually an مصدرية can serve different purposes. So ta'lil is one of the purposes in which masdariya can serve us. So yes, there's a meaning of ta'lil as well. That's good. I know this one is a bit hard. So there's only 2 more remaining. أن المفسرة, أن التفسيرية. Yes, that's or أن مقول القول kind of type of thing that we learned in Bayina, right? So أن تفسيرية, yes, and أن زائدة. Beautiful. Yeah. So those are the ones that, we are talking about, right? So those are the 4 kinds of an. حرف نسب, that's something else. That's حرف مشبهة بالفعل, right? So that's kind of something else there that we're talking about. But good. Those are the 4 kinds of an that we're talking about. So we have an masdariya, the one that comes in a masdar muawwal, and the kind, sometimes that it is hidden, sometimes it is not hidden, right? So it can be hidden, it cannot be hidden. It comes with different meanings. It can have different meanings. So masdariya, sababiyya, that type of meaning. So that's an masdariya. Then you have an let Let me go by the listed. أنا المخففة من الثقيلة. So this is supposed to be أن, but then it is made light, right? And then you have أن تفسيرية. That's the one we're going to learn today, inshallah. And then we have أن زائدة, just like any حرف زائدة that we have. So 4 types of أن, yes. And also 4 types of in. There are 4. We're not going to talk about in, but we're going to talk about an today. But I just wanted you to know that there are 4 kinds of an, 4 kinds of in. Okay? So that will make it easier to remember, at least. Okay. Yes. 4. That's the rule of 4 when it comes to an and in. Okay. So we're going to talk about Mastariyah today, inshallah. So just keep that in mind. But this is the ayah for today. So we have Surah Ma'idah, ayah number 111. So get your mushabs ready. Open this ayah up as I set up the breakout rooms. Inshallah, today we'll just have 2 breakout rooms because we have less people today, inshallah. But it's fine. All right, so just get ready, open the mushaf, and let's see what you guys can come up with. Okay, so just 2 breakout rooms, 4 to 5 people, that should be fine. Okay. All right, I'm going to open the rooms now. If you see the pop-up window, just join in and let's start discussing, inshallah. Okay. All right, and now I'm left alone. So for those of you watching the recording, you can work out the ayah as well and try and see how much you can be able to figure out. And then inshallah, after like 6 minutes or so, we'll be back and we can discuss more. All right, I see people coming back. Okay.
Very perplexing.
Ayah, it's a tough one.
Yeah, we were going a
Struggling.
bit around. Yeah.
No
Well, I
worries.
was. Maybe other people weren't.
No worries. We'll figure it out. No problem. So is there anybody who wants to share their thoughts, what they think about this ayah?
Everybody, I only talk. I wanted to know will talk. If no one interested, then I will say whatever. I don't know. Although I just joined and we couldn't figure out so many things.
No problem. Just you can share what you guys figured out, what you're sure of, and then we'll see what we can do.
Inshallah.
We can try.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. The brother want to go?
Yes.
Okay,
I
good.
just want to attempt. So is the Zaman, and then Haythu is fail with Ana as the file. Ilal Hawariyina, we just identified that as Mutallib will fail. And then An Aminu, that is we thought that it aligns more with An Masdariya. We are not sure. And then B is like that the compound like Aminu with B that creates a meaning with like believing in me kind of a thing. Kalu is fail again. They all said Amanna fail Madi and Na is the inside file, and then Washad is fail Amr, and then we Annana Muslimuna. We again serves something similar to that. That we thought that with Aminu and B, it could be same thing with Washad. Bi annana Muslimun, that is Jumla Ismiya.
Good. Good. That's some of the mechanics. Yes. So a couple of gaps here and there. Anyway, yes, go ahead.
قالوا آمنا, we can say مقول القول also.
So آمنا would be the مقول القول, not from قالوا. Yeah. So what
I
they
had
said.
like,
Go ahead.
Something about like when we see the, I don't know, I'm right or wrong, is, it has a hidden verb called uskur.
Yes.
And remember when we said like that.
Yes.
Uskur,
we're going to talk about that.
Yeah, that one was, and then the one other brother said Amanubi. I think Amanubi is there's some verb is married with some harf. So
We're going to
Amanu
talk
is
about
one
that too.
of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good.
On one thing I'm lost about that wa ishhad is wa is ataf, but ataf fail madi and amr can be harf ataf and matuf, or it has to be same fail.
So ideally it has to be the same. Ideally,
same.
Well, ideally yes, but most what I like to say is that you have a فعل, a جملة فعلية and a جملة فعلية, a فعل and a فعل, an اسم and an اسم. So is it possible that it can be a فعل ماضي and a فعل مضارع? Yes, it's possible. Can it be a فعل ماضي and an أمر? Yes, it's possible.
Okay, then it is easy, because I was stuck like why this is Amr and Madi. So this is so, and one thing was, I don't know, Bianna, I cannot explain why it is I'm thinking. To me it's like in reasoning. Bianna Muslimin, because that somehow we can beside it is Jumla Ismiya, but how we can, what level we can give it to that one, because we are Muslim.
It's not really because it has to, you have to understand the meaning of ishhad. Ishhad, like you bear witness, like you observe.
Oh, witness. So
Yeah,
then
so they're
that means
asking
it
Allah
is
to bear witness.
So that is Amr, Washhad.
Yes.
Yeah, so you bear witness that we fully submit.
Yes. You bear witness that we are Muslims.
So that can be like maful bihi. Like,
Yes. And we're going to talk about that.
Maful bihi fi mahali nasab, like that.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Of course, the ba, we can look at the ba as, I mean, yeah, you can look at,
another way, some people say ba actually harfuzar.
yes,
And then Anna, then again they make it harfunasab ismuha, they make it zar mazrur, kind of like that.
exactly.
But I don't know, when I all of a sudden entered, I saw you dividing the group. And I lost when I was trying to read the hadna. When I'm you talking, then something coming.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody else has anything else to add on this ayah? Anything that stood out for you? But I think you covered majority of what we are going to discuss.
And here is an istifsariya.
And tafsiriya. Yes.
Tafsiriya, نعم.
Yes. So somebody said an masdariya, and now we're having another opinion an tafsiriya. It could be either or, but the most dominant opinion would be an tafsiriya here. Because if we're to talk about masdariya, there's a complication, a tiny complication that I don't want us to get into. So we look at this we look at it as tafsiriya, and we're going to discuss what tafsiriya is, or an tafsiriya is. Any other observations that somebody wants to throw in there?
I mean, there's some stuff we already did before. Wa bi rasulihi, rasuli, we can say here, the mixture of the fragment. Bi harfuza, rusuli, samazrul wa huwa mudaf. Like, kind of
Right.
like that.
Yeah,
These
yeah.
are like previous concept.
Yeah. Yeah, so we've covered quite a bit of some of the concepts, the harf jar, the mudafs, the whatnot, the maqul al-qawl, masdar mu'awwal if we are taking an as masdariya, and so on and so forth. And obviously, annana muslimin, this is also a masdar mu'awwal. Yeah. So just to mention there.
Yeah, so if we makulul qal, if we take it amanna and wa ashhad bi annana muslimin, if we take it now harfatuf and matuf, then we can say the whole thing is makulul qal, right?
Exactly. And that's why if you look at the translation, what do you see? You see quotes, see quotation marks, because this is exactly what they said, right? Yeah.
A
Okay.
couple of things, Sada, I had
Yes.
was, can we label like وَإِذْ أَوْحَيْتُ إِلَىٰ حَوَارِيِّنَا أَنْ آمِنُوا بِهِ وَرَسُولِهِ, like that whole fragment as maful fihi,
Which fragment?
like the starting fragment till Wabi Rasuli.
From is?
Yeah. To like
Yes.
what is when it was said, and Kalu is like when that sentence actually starts.
Yeah. So it's more or less of, because is ظرفية, as we shall see, is mudaf. So this whole sentence أوحيت all the way to the end will be mudaf إليه to is. And then this is connected by harf ataf that you can see wow here with another is that came before it. So is this, wa is this, when this, and when this. So that's kind of like what's happening in that, yes, in the beginning. So yeah, you can look at this أوحيت, from أوحيت, it's the beginning of a mudaf إليه to is. And we shall discuss that briefly. Yeah. Go ahead.
Like with the mudaf ilayhi, can that be treated as maful fihi
No.
of Kalu?
So if ظرفية, ظرف, what do we normally treat ظرف as? We normally treat it as متعلق.
Muta'alliq. Okay.
Yeah, so it could be
And
here like
another-
what Sakina was saying, it's متعلق to a فعل that is محذوف بمعنى أذكر.
Okay.
Remember when I inspired. Remember when this happened. So there could be like a فعل that is hidden here, and that فعل is أذكر. remember.
And one last question, I'm so sorry.
Go ahead.
Just the like my understanding for how is that like it means or.
What means or?
أو أوحيت.
No, it's أوحيت. أوحى يوحي. It's a
Okay,
verb.
okay. Wow is part of the root.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah. It's
I'm
one
sorry.
word. You can see it's one word. It's not أو and
Yeah,
حيث. Yeah.
okay.
No worries. Okay. And تفسيرية the same as مفسرة. Yes. Same word. And also in بينة we did مقول القول and مقول القول. There's something like that. This is all the same thing, referring to the same idea. Right? Yes. No worries. وإياكم جزاكم الله خير. Okay, so let's start the discussion. As you can see today, we're just gonna look at 3 things, but hopefully, it's quite of a task. So that's why we're only gonna look at 3 things, inshallah. And as far as the i'rab, you guys got it. So maybe just to go through it. So like I said, واو حرف عطف. إذ ظرفية, that's the one we're gonna look at. أوحيت would be the فعل ماضي. And أوحيت comes with حرف جار إلى sometimes, not always, but it can come with حرف جار إلى. And then of course إلى الحواريين جار مجرور متعلق to أوحيت. And then we have أن آمنوا. So if we say أن is أن تفسيرية, as we're going to look at it, then we'll say that this جملة is تفسيرية لا محل لها من الإعراب. Whenever you have جملة تفسيرية, is going to be لا محل لها من الإعراب. So this جملة, this entire جملة, is لا محل لها من الإعراب. Then you enter inside that جملة, just like when we have صلة الموصول and we say صلة الموصول لا محل لها من الإعراب. The same thing with جملة تفسيرية. We will say لا محل لها من الإعراب. Then inside that جملة تفسيرية, what do we have? We have آمنوا بي وبرسولي, right? So آمنوا would be فعل ماضي, فعل أمر. And then B, جار مجرور متعلق to آمنوا. Again, B comes with آمنوا. وبرسولي, of course, واو حرف عطف, برسولي معطوف to آمنوا. قالوا here is جملة استئنافية. It's a new sentence that is beginning that has nothing to do with the previous sentence. Okay, so قالوا, this is the فعل ماضي. And then we have whatever comes after it, like we said, مقول القول في محل نسب, مفعول به. And inside that مفعول به, which is a sentence, what do we have? We have آمنا, which is فعل ماضي, فاعله نحن. واشهد, أنت اشهد, and you bear witness. بأننا مسلمين. Oops. بأننا مسلمين. I need to move this something here. It's blocking my view. Just give me a second. Okay. Maybe not there. Let me put it here. Okay. واشهد بأننا مسلمين. So واشهد با حرف جار, and then أننا مسلمون. This is مصدر مؤول made of أن and it's اسم, and then مسلمون. That entire sentence is a مصدر مؤول, and it's في محل جر because of با, and together this جار مجرور is متعلق to اشهد. You can look at it that way, right? Or you can look at this bar. You can look at this bar differently. Anyway, that's not the whole point. You can maybe check the Arab books later on to get more ideas of that. Now let's get into the discussion. Let's start talking about الظرفية. So last time we talked about إذا ظرفية. Today we're going to talk about إذ ظرفية. Okay, so just to mention, there, like I said last week, there are 2 kinds of إذا. So we looked at 2 kinds of إذا. We have إذا ظرفية and إذا فجائية. إذا of surprise. We didn't talk about إذا of surprise. We only talk about إذا of time. ظرفية زمنية. The إذا that means when, right? So the same thing with إذ, we have 3 kinds. 3 kinds of إذ. So we have إذا ظرفية, the one we're going to talk about today, the one of time, the one that means حين, the one that means when or at the time. So I can even actually بمعنى حين here, which means when. That's how we translate it. Or at the time. At the time when this happened, or at that time, this. Something like that. Okay? So it refers to time. The other two kinds of is ta'liliya. So is that comes with the meaning of because or since, these kinds of meanings, right? And then we have also is fujaiya. So we have idha fujaiya and we also have is fujaiya. Okay, so those are the three kinds of idha. We're not going to dwell too much on the other two. We're going to talk about idha dharfiya. Now, idha dharfiya, give me a second here. Okay, so like we said, it comes with the meaning of okay, just confirming something. It comes with the meaning of when or at the time. And like we said, sometimes it comes, we assume that the fi'l is mahduf. Just for example, if I give the example of remember when we were in school? So this kind of sentence, remember when we were in school, but then I kind of hide the verb, which is udhkur, and I start with when we were in school. So how would I say that in Arabic? I would just say إذ كنا في المدرسة. مدرسة. إذ كنا في المدرسة, when we were in school. Let me make this bigger, I think. Yeah. إذ كنا في المدرسة, when we were in school. When we were in school. So the idea is, do you remember when we were in school? Or there's something maybe here that I'm trying to point out. So this either, you can see you can translate it as when, or at the time we were in school, or when we were in school. That's basically what إذا ظرفية is all about. Now, the only difference between إذ and إذا is that إذا pushes the meaning to the future. We've always been saying this. Yeah? So whenever you have إذا, it pushes the meaning to the future. And that's why in Arab books, you'd see something like لما يستقبل, or something like this, or للاستقبال, for the future, or pushes the meaning to the future. This idea. إذا always pushes the meaning to the future. Is always stuck in the past. Stage. Okay? So is stuck in the past, إذا is in the future. That's the only difference between إذ and إذا. Is that clear? There's really not much to discuss about this. Okay, I'll take silence for yes. All right, so what do we have next? We have an tafsiriyya. Okay, let's talk about an tafsiriyya, which we've said mufassira, which we've also said maqul al-qawl, whatever you want to call it, but this is the idea, an tafsiriyya. Now, an tafsiriyya, there are very few things that you need to know about an tafsiriyya. It comes after a word with a meaning of qawl, but not its wording. Okay, I know probably you don't understand what I just said, so let me write it and then we can explain it. It comes after a word that has the meaning of qawl, but not its wording. What do we mean by this? So there are certain words, and let me give a list here. So awha is one of them. Nada, ashara, amara, kataba, and whatever. Quite a number others, right? So these are words that they have the meaning of talking. They have the meaning of speaking, right? Like awha, inspire, suggest, These have the meaning of, even in English, when you think about inspiring, I inspired you, or I suggested to you, or I commanded you, or I gestured to you. They have the meanings of a speech or a spoken, something that is spoken, but it doesn't have qawala. The root letters of qawl is qawala. So it's not really qala yaqulu qawl. It's awha yuhi iha. It's nada yunadi. It's ashara yushiru, right? It's amara ya'muru. So it's different letters, different words, but they all have embedded in them the idea of speaking. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like these are not the same words as qala yaqulu, but they have the meaning of qala yaqulu. So it's not qala yaqulu, but they have the meaning of qala yaqulu. So this tafsiriyya comes with these words, kind of. You can Google and
what
search
is the
more
literal
words.
meaning of ashara and kataba?
Not the literal meaning, yes, not the literal meaning. Like there's a meaning of speaking. There's a meaning.
Yeah, no, I'm saying like that way, a little bit understand about like awha, he, like to indicate or give ilham or something like nada yunadi, right?
Yes.
Calling. What will be the meaning of ashara, kataba?
So ashara, for example, like when you're gesturing, when you know this thing we do when you put your finger onto your mouth.
Oh,
yeah.
okay,
So
okay. Kind
you're
of,
telling somebody
kind
keep
of like
quiet.
from ishara to ashara.
Ashara
kind of
to
like,
indicate.
Okay.
So to gesture, to indicate, to show something, but you're showing something that has to do with kind of words, right? So same thing with kataba, right? Like it's not literal meaning. There are certain ways in which we can use these words to indicate a speech.
Speech, okay.
To indicate words, to indicate a speech. That's the idea. He pointed to what exactly? Like he pointed, but he pointed to something that has to do with words. He pointed to something that has to do with words. Same thing with kataba. He wrote something to do with words. It has to do with words. It has to do with qala yaqulu. It has to do with speech. Just like the example
like
I gave you.
We say in English, narrate, same thing.
Narrate, yes. All these words would be used in the meaning of speaking, but it's not really qala yaqulu. But it has embedded in it, like there's some kind of indication that we're talking about speech. Okay. I'll give examples
for
so that
kataba, it's like he decreed, right? Something like that.
Yes. There we go. That's a good word. Yes, to decree.
Yeah. So to decree, when you decree something, it's like
like a law.
You're saying something. Yeah. Right.
Yes.
Even though we don't use the word cool or kala in it, right?
Yes. Beautiful. Exactly. That's the idea, right?
Yeah.
Like you say someone like that.
Even summoning, yes. I summoned him, but you summon using particular words. So that's the whole point. Now, another thing about this tafsiriyya is that before it, we will have a fi'al like this, before it. After it, we will have fi'al amr. Mostly, I should say. Fi'al amr or some kind of a talab. We know what a talab is. I mentioned what a talab is, but maybe just to refresh our memories, because this is not something that is covered in Bayina. When we were talking about fa sababiyya, we said fa sababiyya comes in a sentence that is either a talab or a nafi, a negation or a talab. What is a talab? Fi'al amr, fi'al nahi, dua, istifham, questions, taraji, tamanni, all these different categories that we mentioned before. So that's what we call a talab. What do I mean by after it comes mostly fi'al amr? Okay. So whenever you see meaning of talab is like a request. Talaba yatlubu, talab, to request. So like a dua. What's a dua? Dua is a request to Allah. What's tamanni? Wishful thinking. It's some kind of desire, some kind of talab, some kind of request. Taraji. hopeful thinking, the same kind of thing. When you're hopefully thinking, yani, it's some kind of a talab, right? Istifham, when you're asking a question, you're actually doing talab. You're requesting for an answer. So that's what we call talab. Nahi, when I'm forbidding you to do something, I'm actually making a negative request upon you. And then amr is the positive request or command or something like that. So that's the whole idea of talab, right? So all these different things, we categorize them as talab. And yeah, so before it, we're going to have a fi'l that has this meaning of qala yaqulu. And then after it, we're going to have mostly fi'al amr or some kind of a talab. Let's give an example. If I said, for example, in the Quran, فَأَوْحَيْنَا إِلَيْهِ أَنِ اصْنَعِ الْفُلْكَ. And Allah says, and we inspired him, or we inspired Nuh alayhi salam to build the ark, right? فَأَوْحَيْنَا, maybe I should just type it. إِلَيْهِ أَنْ اصْنَعِ الْفُلْكَ. Okay? So فَأَوْحَيْنَا إِلَيْهِ أَنِ اصْنَعِ الْفُلْكَ. This is in the Quran. Allah tells Nuh alayhi salam, and we inspired. And we inspired him. Let me write the translation so that you can see what happens. I'm gonna put an in brackets like that. I'm gonna put that in brackets because we don't really need to translate it. And then, and we inspired him that what? Or rather, it's like we said to him, and it's like a command. What did we say? Build the ark. Do you see? Do you see how it comes? Because when I say build the ark, these are actual words that I'm saying to him. This is a command. This is the exact statement that was said to him, right? So you see, it has the meaning of speech because this is actual speech that was said, but it's not qala yaqulu that was used. So we cannot say this is maqul al-qawl maf'ul bihi because it's not qala yaqulu that was used. What instead we have is we have an an here, and this an is doing the tafsir of what was said. This an is doing the tafsir, and that's why it's called tafsiriyya, because it is explaining what was actually said, right? And you will normally see this kind of translation this way. Is it clear what I'm trying to do here? What I'm trying to say before we go to متعدي بحرف? The other way of understanding an tafsiriyya is you can replace it with a. Go ahead. I thought somebody was trying to say something. Okay.
No, I unmuted myself. I was thinking like, so if I'm just hypothetically saying, like, if we say it is fa awhayna ilayhi, and then straightforward like amr, isna al fulka.
Exactly.
So what is the difference? Like
without the an?
Without the an.
Then this would be مقول القول مفعول به. This would be مقول القول مفعول به.
Yeah, like
without
we inspired him. You build up that, but this an tafsiriyya, what is doing here purpose?
So if we're looking at an tafsiriyya, I will say this sentence is tafsiriyya. It's a new sentence. It's not really connected. لا محل لها من الإعراب. We will say that this one is not connected. In terms of إعراب, we will say لا محل لها من الإعراب because this is جملة تفسيرية. So now let's imagine this an is not there. If this an is not there, there's a connection. This, we inspired him. What did we inspire him with? اصنع الفلك مقول القول مفعول به. So this would be مفعول به if this an was not there. But because this an is there, then this is a new sentence that is not actually related in terms of i'rab. Of course, it's related in meaning, but not in i'rab. right?
So is it like maybe something is big for the tadabbur purpose, right? Why not giving the role in the Irab or place in the Irab instead of makulun bihi? It doesn't bring like anything emphasis or anything, not that, right?
No. It's not for emphasis. It's not for emphasis. It's just telling you what was inspired. It's giving you tafsir of what was said, what was mentioned.
What was said. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. Got it. Thank you. Okay. Explain or clarify something that came before it. Exactly. Right. Yeah. So bayan. Exactly. What bayan? Bayan means to clarify, to explain what was mentioned before. So awhayna ilayhi, we inspired him. What did we inspire him with? Anisna'il fulqa. This is the command or the inspiration that came. So you can see this one is bringing the tafsir. It's bringing the explanation. It's bringing the clarification of what was mentioned before. Yeah, that's the idea. And you can replace it with I, or you can say meaning, i.e., meaning. What do we mean when we said inspired him? We mean build the ark. That's the kind of understanding that we're talking about here. Okay, is that clear? So the only two things you need to know about this an is that before it, you're gonna have a verb that has the meaning of speaking. To talk is to decree, to inspire, to suggest, to indicate, but with the idea of speech, right? And then after it, we're gonna have a fi'al amr, right? Or some kind of talab. Like for example, in the Quran, Allah says, وَنَادَيْنَاهُ أَيْ يَا إِبْرَاهِيم in Surah Safat. And we called him, نَادَيْنَاهُ نَادَى. We called him, Ya Ibrahim. But there's an Ya Ibrahim. So what is this an? An tafsiriyah. That's the idea. And of course, nida here is a talab, right? A request or some kind of that idea. Okay. So let's go to متعدي بحرف, unless there's a question. Now, متعدي بحرف, remember when we in Bayna, Ustad used to say, oh, this harf jar is married to this verb, like ja'a comes with b because ba is married to ja'a, or ba is married to amana, and so on and so forth. This idea of a harf being married to another verb, this is what we're talking about, متعدي بحرف. Okay, that's the idea. Now, in order to understand what متعدي بحرف is, we need to go back and understand that there are two kinds of verbs. There's لازم, and then there's متعدي. Essentially, there's لازم and then there's متعدي. Okay, لازم is the kind of verb that the action is occurring on the doer. And I will explain this, don't worry about it. And متعدي is the kind of action that is the kind of verb that the action is occurring on someone or something else. Someone or something else. Okay? Now, what do we mean by this? What do we mean by this? I know probably you know a different understanding of this, but I'm giving you this understanding because to me, it is the easiest way of understanding lazim and mutaaddi. So for example, if I said, I slept. When I said I slept, the action is sleeping, right? The action is sleeping. But this sleeping, who is it occurring on? It's occurring on me. The sleeping is occurring on me. It's happening to me. And I am also doing it. So I am the doer and the sleeping is happening on me. Do you see? Like sleeping is happening on me and I am doing it. I am doing it because it's happening on me. So there's no maf'ul bihi. the action is restricted to just me. I am doing it and it is happening to me. Okay? You understand that concept? So when I say I slept, I am doing the sleeping and the sleeping is happening on me. Okay? It's restricted only to me. So that means this is lazim. It's not happening on someone else. But if I said let's use I sat. I sat would be easier. I sat, I am doing the sitting and the sitting is happening on me. But if I said I sat Ahmed or I made Ahmed sit, this would be easy. I made Ahmed sit. Now I am doing something. I am doing the action. The action is sitting. I am doing this action of sitting. But this action of sitting, is it happening on me? No, it's not happening on me. I am doing this action, but the action is not happening on me. It's happening on Ahmed. So Ahmed is the one who is actually being sat. The sitting is happening on Ahmed, but I am doing it. I am forcing Ahmed to sit. Do you understand what is happening here? So the dua and the maf'ul bihi are different. Here you have the dua and the maf'ul bihi kind of are the same. Although there's no really maf'ul bihi in here. Don't be confused by that. Maybe I shouldn't say that. But here you have the action happening on somebody else. So you have a maf'ul bihi and that is Ahmed. Are we understanding what's happening so far? Is that clear before I proceed?
Is that like something the lazim is the doer and receiver is the same person?
Yes. Kind of. Like
yeah.
I am doing the action and the action is also happening on me.
But I am the one who is receiving that same action.
Yes. I'm also receiving that action. Yes, kind of, yes.
But
muta'addi, yeah. Muta'addi, I am doing it and somebody else is receiving it. You can look at it that way, yes. Okay? So, all right, great. So in Arabic, would say jalastu. Where was I writing? Here. Jalastu. Jalastu, I sat down. I sat. Jalastu. But if I want to say I made Ahmed sit, I can't say jalastuhu, I sat him. I cannot say jalastuhu, I sat him. It would be wrong. I have to do something else. I have to take it to a different version. I have to say ajlastuhu. I have to take it to Aslama family. So now I would make it ajlastuhu. Ajlasa, to make someone sit. Right? So just like aslama, to make someone like feel safe. Amana, to make someone feel safe. So, such kind of things. So aslam, af'ala, family 4 has the meaning of making somebody doing something. This idea of what we call ta'adiyya. We're making it muta'addi. I took something that was lazim and I made it muta'addi. Right? This is what aslama, this is what af'ala family does most of the time. Not all the time, but most of the time it does this. Right? So this is the idea of lazim and muta'addi. Jalastu, I sat down. Ajlastuhu, I made him sit down. And of course, in this case, ajlastu Ahmada, I made Ahmed sit down. Okay? So that's the idea of lazim and muta'addi. And then we have muta'addi biharf. Now, you have certain verbs that don't take a direct maf'ul bihi. You see the way ajlastuhu, the maf'ul bihi was direct. The attached pronoun is a direct pronoun. Or if I said, for example, ajlastu Ahmed. So the maf'ul bihi, you can see, is direct. Direct maf'ul bihi. You have certain verbs that don't take a direct maf'ul bihi. The maf'ul bihi has to be accompanied by a harf. So for example, in English, when we say, I looked at the stars, we don't say, I looked the stars. We don't say, I looked the stars. We need the at the stars. Or if we said, for example, what other examples do I have? I passed by his house. Or if I said, even just the example that we have in the ayah, I believe in Allah. You can say I believe Allah, but if you say I believe Allah, that is a different meaning. For example, if I say I believe you, you're telling me something and I say, I believe you. That's a different meaning, right? It's not the meaning of iman and faith. When I say I believe you, it means, yeah, I trust you. I accept that you're telling the truth. That's a different meaning. But if I say I believe in Allah, now this is the meaning of iman. So you see that these verbs, they kind of have to come with harf jar. I looked at, نظرت إلى, I passed by, مررت بي, I believe in Allah, آمنت بي Allah, right? So you see what's happening. You need to understand this in English before we break it down to Arabic, right? So there are certain words, even in English, there are certain words that have to come with harf jar for the meaning to be complete. Otherwise, the meaning might not even make sense. Or in the case of this one, the meaning might change. Same discussion in Arabic. Same discussion in Arabic. You have certain verbs that have to come with harf jar. Now look at this sentence. What does the stars, if I asked you which question the stars answers, what question is it answering? What question? What?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
it is answering the question what? What did you look at? The stars. Yeah?
Mhm.
What did you pass by? The house. Who do you believe in? Allah. So it answers what or who. And whenever we answer the question what or who in Arabic, what do we call this?
Be.
مفعول به.
مفعول به. Exactly. مفعول به. So these words are actually مفعول به. They're acting as مفعول به. So this, you can see that now this together, they've become متعدي. I looked. If I just said I looked, that's lazim. I am doing the action and the action is kind of happening on me. I looked. But if I said I looked at the stars, now I've added a maf'ul bihi to my sentence. Now I have made it muta'addi. Now I am talking about muta'addi here. I'm talking about maf'ul bihi. So you see, when we were talking about lazim, we were not talking about muta'addi. We were not talking about maf'ul bihi. We just said I am doing it and it is happening to me. It's just that the discussion is confined only to me, the doer, nobody else. When we make it muta'addi, we bring someone or something else into the discussion. Same thing, if I just said I looked and I stopped there, then I am the one doing it and the action is happening on me. Lazim. But the minute I bring at, now I'm adding the meaning of muta'addi. Now I'm bringing the meaning of maf'ul bihi. So this becomes my maf'ul bihi. So this is what muta'addi biharf. We shall still ask the same question. The action, is it occurring on the doer or is it occurring on someone or something else? If it is occurring on someone or something else, for example, the stars, then this is muta'addi biharf, of course. Muta'addi biharf. The harf made a difference. The harf added a maf'ul bihi into the discussion. Is that clear what we're doing or what we're saying?
You know, I don't
But
really-
if you add the harf, the
Yes.
maf'ul bihi is gonna is if you add the harf,
Mhm.
isn't the maf'ul bihi gonna take a kasra because of the harf?
Yes, it
But
will.
maf'ul
And
bihi,
so we will say this is مفعول به في محل نسب. It's going to be جار مجرور في محل نسب مفعول به.
So this happens because the verb is lazim, right? And you
Yes.
add the harf in order to get the maf'ul bihi.
Yes, mostly it's going to be لازم. Sometimes it could be متعدي لفعل واحد and we want to make it متعدي لمفعولين. Sorry, لمفعول واحد. And then, so it depends. Mostly it's going to be لازم verbs and then we want to make it متعدي. So we bring the حرف جار. But sometimes it's already متعدي but we want to make it take two مفعول بهs.
What if it's lazim and you don't have the harf? It's possible, right?
Then you won't have the idea of مفعول به. It will just be لازم. It will just be restricted to the doer only. Like just the example I gave you. If I just said I looked, I will give you a case study. So this one will be لازم. This one is متعدي بحرف. Okay?
Okay.
Because this one has a مفعول به.
But all lazim, we cannot make it mutaddi by harf, right? Like
No.
the one you said, set. Set is no way possible to make it mutaddi by harf, right?
Yeah. So there are certain verbs that are just lazim and they don't have. See, that's why in Baina we have this terminology. It is married to harf jar. Not all verbs can be married, unfortunately. Some are single for the rest of their lives, right?
Like, yeah, if I say like I said and I wanted to add any harf, I can make it maybe maf'ul fihi or other stuff. I said where.
Yes,
Right, but
you
I
can
cannot
add
make it
مفعول فيه, you can add حال, you can add مفعول له, مفعول لأجله. The only thing you cannot add is مفعول به.
So it's depend on what kind of harf.
Yes. Yeah, it depends on the verb. Most of the verbs you can do التعدية بحرف. Most of the verbs, they come with a particular harf that they're married to. But there are some verbs, it's impossible. You cannot make them متعدي, no matter what you try, no matter how much you try, not possible. So yeah,
like
this does not
slept
apply to
also
everything.
same, right?
Sorry?
I slept. That is also same kind, right? I
Yes.
cannot make it. I cannot say I slept who or
Yeah, but you can say I was made to sleep. Or I made someone sleep. Right? So depending.
Then I have to take it to another family, right?
Yes, you would take it to another family. Just like we did here. Jalasa is family one. And then we took it to another family and we made it muta'addi. Yeah. Same discussion, yes. Yeah. So what you're talking about, yes, go ahead.
When you say you sleep and you made somebody sleep, are you just doing the passive version of the same verb, same family, but then you're doing it and then you're doing it to another person? Ahmad will be nasab in status.
Sometimes that could be the case, sometimes not. Like for example, jalasa, this is, I cannot say julisa unless I bring like a harf, like it has to be muta'addi bi harf. I cannot say.
So if I bring a harf with julisa, would that work?
Yes.
So not only do you have to bring a harf, you have to make it passive. So two changes.
Yes.
Okay.
Like let me give you an example. Okay. Let's do an example. So if I say Ja'a Ahmed, right? Ahmed came. This is active. We know the doer is Ahmedu, right? Ahmed is the one who came. Now, I don't want to say Ahmed came. I want to say Ahmed was brought. Ahmed was brought, or Ahmed was, brought. So how would I say this? I would say Ji'a, which is the passive, but then I'll bring a harf jar, bi Ahmed.
But you can say Ja'a bi Ahmad, right?
If I say Ja'a bi Ahmed, then somebody else brought Ahmed. So huwa Ja'a bi Ahmed. So I know the doer because this is going to be active. Okay, let's go step by step. Let's do that. So Ja'a Ahmed, then Ja'a bi Ahmed. So what's the difference between all this? Let's write the meanings. Ja'a Ahmed
came.
Actually, Ahmed came. Actually, this is wrong here. I need to fix this. This is not.
The ya also needs to be a ba.
Yes. Oh yeah. Sure. Yeah.
So this one is Ahmad brought. No. Yes, Ahmad.
No. No. It's not Ahmed brought.
It's he brought
he.
Ahmad.
Yes. He brought Ahmed. So Ahmed, you can see it's acting as what? Maf'ul bihi, but it has a harf jar. So he brought what? He brought Ahmed.
Okay, wait. Can you do Ahmada first before the ba?
Okay. Good. Yeah, we can do that. Ja'a Ahmed.
Ahmada is he brought Ahmad.
Yes.
Oh,
See how it works?
no, it's the same.
So why meaning changing?
No, actually, sorry. This one is not correct. This one is not
It's
correct. Yes. This one is he came Ahmed. He came Ahmed.
Oh, so that's wrong, right? Is that
Yeah.
right? But just English is wrong?
Yes, the meaning is wrong. You cannot say he came Ahmed.
I mean, you can't
Even
say
in
it in
English.
English, but can you say it in Arabic?
No, because
Okay.
ja'a literally means he came. He came, he's the one doing the action, and the action is happening to him.
Okay.
But
So if
that's
he
why
brought
we're bringing the
Ahmad,
ba.
you must add the B. So the second one is totally wrong. Not right in English or Arabic.
Yes, this one is, I should probably,
I put
I
a
don't know.
huge red cross or
Yes.
whatever.
I would love to like,
Totally
I'm
wrong.
gonna
Like
change the
strike
color.
through. There's a strike through font.
Yes.
Format. Format. You have to go format. You're on insert right now. You need to go format up there.
I'll
After
do the
insert
format, but I
format.
want to also like add an X
Of course.
on it.
Okay.
So that, what happened? I deleted the whole
Put
thing.
it before. You replaced it.
Yeah, I replaced it.
You could
Okay.
put a big X there.
Okay, I don't know why it's, yes,
Okay.
there. So yeah, and make
Then
it red.
he brought Ahmad is Ja'a bi Ahmadi. Okay, got it.
Yeah. So you see, Ja'a is lazim. He came. Ahmed came. Right? So Ahmed, we'll talk about that Ja'aka in a bit. Right? So Ja'a is lazim. I cannot say Ja'a Ahmeda. He came Ahmed. Right?
But you can say that's the Muta'addi bihaf, the third one.
Yes. So
Okay.
now, if I want to say like he brought something, I have to bring in the harf. Ja'a bi. Now you see the meaning changed. This is he brought. If you want to understand it properly, you can say he came with
Ahmad.
Yeah, with Ahmed. Kind
Ahmad
of like
became the one being brought. Ahmad
Yes.
became the maf'ul.
Yes. So Ahmed became the maf'ul bihi. So would say that this jar majroor bi Ahmed is answering the question what? And the rafu ita maf'ul bihi. And it became maf'ul bihi because of this. This tiny harf made all the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So the next one.
I
Go ahead.
sorry.
It's
Like
okay, go ahead.
I'm just relating to like the verb kadhaba, kadhaba yukadhibu. So like I think without the be, it's answering who, and with the be, the harjar, it's answering the what. I think. رأيت الذي يكذب بالدين.
Okay. So كذب itself is متعدي.
Okay.
كذب
And with the be,
كذب يعني he called it a lie, or he rejected it. كذبتك. I rejected you. I called you a liar. كذب. I don't need a harf jar, right? So whenever you bring a harf jar, you might be changing the meaning, or you might be adding something to the meaning.
Or making متعدي بمفعولين.
Yeah, it's already متعدي. Like كذب
And
is already متعدي.
بالدين. Okay.
Yeah, بالدين. So بالدين is a مفعول به, yes. But what is this ba doing? It could be doing so many different things. And this is where we now need tafsir, and we need proper understanding of it. I haven't done the analysis of what this ba is doing in كذب بالدين. But you have كذب الرسل in the Quran as well. So sometimes it would take a direct مفعول به, كذب الرسل, or كذبوا الرسل. They rejected the messengers or messenger. But then here we have كذب بالدين. So what is this ba doing here? This is where the mufassirun, the grammarians will go and say, oh, this is interesting. What is this ba doing here? Let's discuss this ba. Is it ba sababiyya? Is it ba zaida? What kind of ba is this? Is it ba ta'adiyya? And if it is ba ta'adiyya, like in this case, yeah, then what is it actually doing? Or is it ba that comes with a different kind of verb? This is what we call tadmeen. I don't want to get into that, but yeah, so that's the idea. There will be something extra, and let's finish this example, and then I will give you another example of how the meaning can change from one word to the other just because you make it متعدي لازم or متعدي بحرف. Okay. Ima, go ahead. You had a question on this last one.
Yeah, so this last one, I feel like we need to first do one step, which is passive it, make it passive. So Amma was brought. That means ba shouldn't be there, right?
It has to be there.
Hang on. So what's the word?
Ji'a.
Ji'a. Okay. So ji'a Ahmadu.
So if we're to say that Ji'a Ahmadu is Ahmadu,
wrong.
how would we even translate that? Because look, Ja'a.
It's for the second line. It's wrong.
Yes, it will still be wrong. Because
Okay.
Ja'a again is lazim, doesn't have the passive line. So you cannot make the passive line just by Ja'a itself.
It doesn't have a passive line.
Yes, it doesn't
But it
have.
has a passive line with the ba.
Yes, because now when it came with a ba, it became muta'addi. Now it's no longer lazim. So now we can do passive because now together it's muta'addi. That's why we call it muta'addi biharf. It's no longer lazim. This one, lazim. You cannot say ji'a. Okay? But then you bring in the ba, and now it has changed the form. Now it's muta'addi. And now I can do lazim. You see the changes that happened there?
So the Karuma family, which doesn't have a passive, and what was it? Family 7 that doesn't have a passive, they were
We can
both...
never do that. No, we can never bring a harf jar to make it muta'addi. Those ones, strictly passive.
Oh, so ja'a is
Sorry,
not from...
strictly active. Yeah. So no, strictly, yes, it doesn't have a passive line. Strictly, yeah, those ones.
So
Those ones you cannot do anything.
Family 9.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Welcome. Okay. Is the idea of any other questions before I give you a case study?
So to me looks like, I don't know, to me looks like the whole thing is about the bharf. The bharf came. This one by itself cannot be mutaddi.
Yes.
So we
by
are
itself,
adding,
no.
No. And then with that, I'm talking the English one. So by ja came, that verb cannot be mutaddi. And by adding that be, we are actually changing the different verb from came to brought. And that brought verb can be mutaddi.
Yes. I mean, you can say Ahmad came with, but nobody speaks like that. Right? So we say brought. Yeah. And I want to give you a case study of a word so that you can actually appreciate what happens. Like the meaning can completely change. Completely. So let's look at, for example, and
but
before
if
I
we
do
say
that,
he came, if we say like Ahmed or he came with Ahmed, then this one is kind of like ma'ahu, right? But both of them file kind of, right?
Yes, but we're not using ma'a. مع would be ظرفية, right? مع is a ظرف, but we're using حرف جار be.
No, I'm saying
So-
if you say he came with Ahmed, means him and Ahmed both came.
Yes. So this one can be a bit confusing.
Yeah, it will not
So that's
be
why we
like-
normally use brought. He brought Ahmed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's the whole talking about the verb ja and brought. So ultimately, by adding be, we are changing the verb ja to brought.
Precisely.
Came to brought.
Yeah. That's it. But you see that this with is kind of like the meaning of the harf jar.
Mhm.
That's the idea. Okay.
Very
One
nice.
very important point to note in this discussion is that just because it is transitive, متعدي, this is the big word, transitive in English, doesn't mean it will be متعدي, transitive, in Arabic. Very important point to note. So in English, we see that words can also come with a harf jar, right? So you can have also transitive verbs in English, intransitive. You can have mutaaddi in English. You can have lazim in English. This can happen in English. But just because one word is, like for example, I looked at the stars. Looked, lazim in English, lazim in Arabic. Yay, alhamdulillah, that works. But doesn't mean all the words are going to be like that. Some words in Arabic would be mutaaddi, and in English they're lazim. Some words in English would be mutaaddi, in Arabic they're lazim. Some words would be متعدي بحرف in Arabic. In English, they are not. And I will give you an example of that. Okay. So let's look at an example of that. For example, if I say سلم المصلي. So I'm going to type some examples here. سلم المصلي. And then we have سلم or سلمته. We can say إياه. And then we can have سلمت عليه عليه وعلى أخيك. Just make it not أجيك. Where's the خاء? This one? Okay, yes. Okay, so I'm using the same word سلم also here. Same word سلم. But one of these words سلم, this one, the first one is لازم. This one is متعدي. This one is متعدي بحرف. And guess what? Each one of these three has a completely different meaning. Nothing to do with each other. Completely different meanings. And just because we changed from the lazim meaning to a mutaaddi meaning to a mutaaddi biharf, the word itself did not change. It's still sallama, right? But the way I used it, when I use it in a lazim sense, the meaning would become different. If I use it in a mutaaddi sense, the meaning is different. If I use it in a mutaaddi biharf, the meaning is also different. Okay? So, in this lazim meaning, sallama al-musalli. Musalli is a person who prays, the prayer. Well, the prayer is not really the right terminology because we use the prayer for the masdar, but the person who prays, right? Al-musalli. When I say the person praying or the person who prays did salam, what comes to your mind? The person who is praying, they made salam, they did salam. You are imagining this person is praying and then they finished the prayer, and at the finish of the prayer, what do? We say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. So Sallam al-Musalli, it means the person who's praying did salam at the end of the prayer. Did salam. They finished the prayer, yani they did salam. Sallam al-Musalli. So they're the ones who did it, and that action happened on them. It was restricted just to them, right? The person praying did salam. That's the meaning. Okay? Then you have the mutaaddi meaning. Sallamtu hu iyahu. I Sallama, like istislam, like Islam, the same kind of meaning, to surrender, to give up something, to give something. So I gave it to him. This is متعدي. I gave it to him. First مفعول به, second مفعول به. So now this is complete متعدي meaning. Now this one comes with the meaning of giving. This other one came with the meaning of just saying salam. Saying salam alaikum wa rahmatullah. Literally saying the salam. This one comes in the meaning of giving. I gave it to him. Yeah? And istalama, actually sallama to give, istalama to receive. This is a weird way of understanding, but that's how it works. So
Submitted it
there's
to him, like that.
sorry?
Kind of like submitted to him, like that.
Yes, submit it to him, surrender it to him.
Mhm.
You can see that kind of meaning. Yeah. So that's the متعدي meaning. If I bring in the direct متعدي meaning. Then you have متعدي بحرف. سلمت على أخيك. Now look how things change. I greeted your brother. There's no حرف جر here. I greeted, it's not I greeted upon your brother. It's not I greeted on your brother. No. It's just I greeted your brother. See? In English, it's not متعدي بحرف. But in Arabic, it's متعدي بحرف. This is where the confusion just, a lot of students get so confused because like, what is happening? Just because it is transitive in English doesn't mean it will be transitive in Arabic, right? You just have to know this. In English, we say, I greeted your brother. In Arabic, we say, سلمت على أخيك. It's متعدي بحرف. Do you see? This is why this topic is very, very important. If you understand this topic, I guarantee you Arabic will become so easy. Invest some time in understanding this topic. This is one of the topics that when I understood it, Arabic became so easy. So easy. Like this is
So the
an
first one,
opener.
first one, if I say salam to, so about me, I'm not Muslim, I say salam to, I'm the person praying and say salam at the end, right?
Yes.
And then second one is salam to hu iyahu. So I am actually making this lazim to now mutaddi mafulaini.
Yes. In this case, it can be مفعول واحد, it can be مفعولين, no problem.
Yeah, I can make it either if I want
Yes.
two or one.
Yeah.
And then third one, by adding the harf, I am making it mutaddi bi harf.
And you change the meaning.
Meaning now it is greeted.
Yes. So just like here, the meaning was came, to come, and then we changed the meaning to brought because of the harf jar. Same thing here. It was sallama, it was, the meaning is giving, but then it changes to greeted, to do salam, in other words. So the same idea of sallama, this one, the did salam, but this one, I'm like greeting you, I'm giving you salam. So I'm giving, so you see the meaning, giving you salam. So, but we translate it in English as greeted. Yeah.
Is this both conceptual and vocab?
Is this both what?
Meaning, yes, okay, I understand the concept, very good. But I still need to know what the verb is. Then I need to, you know what I mean? Then I need to build my vocab. Even if I know the concept, if I don't know which vocab fits into this category, then it's half a knowledge. Does that make sense?
Exactly. Yes, I agree. I agree. You have to know the
tell
vocab, the
just
sarf.
by the looks of it that it's lazim.
No.
Okay.
No, you have to build the skill a little bit more. Yeah, even for me, it didn't come initially because initially I was struggling with this topic because yes, I would understand the concept, but how do I, when I'm reading a text in Arabic, how do I know this verb is lazim, mutaaddi, mutahaddi, biharf, what's going on? It was very difficult. But then with vocabulary, with practice, with understanding sarf a little bit, then it opens up. And now you get it.
Does sarf play into this knowledge?
Yes. Sarf plays into this knowledge as well. That's why probably
like,
it's hard.
Not only Karuma and family 7 then.
No, because Sallama, this is one of the families that actually make muta'addi. Right.
Oh,
So
family
yes.
2.
So actually,
So,
if I can mention it,
right.
so if I want to take a family from family 1 that is lazim, and I want to make it muta'addi, families that make muta'addi or that have the muta'addi meaning. So we have aslama, we have allama.
Oh, allama is 2.
Yeah. So we have istaghfara
Family 10.
and what's the last one?
Tasa'ala, jahada, ta'allama, inqalaba, if is.
I think the last one
Talking
would be
about
like
the
now
complete,
muta'addi
you're
bihar.
talking about complete mutaddi, right?
Yeah, complete muta'addi. So it will just be these 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
this,
so if I want to find like what is the most occurring word that falls into this category, I could just do like, that's how I build my vocab lah. 10, maybe 10 words at a time or something like that.
sorry, repeat that?
I mean, if I want to build vocab, so I could maybe Google
Yeah.
high
Yeah, you can
frequency,
Google, you can use a dictionary. Yes. Yeah.
high frequency muta'addi bihaf words, is it?
Yeah, you can do that. You can, I don't know how Google will respond to that. It might give you a very long list because there's so many words.
Yeah,
So
so
maybe
maybe
just with practice.
build it. Okay.
Like if you're reading a text and like I would urge you, like if you're reading a text and you have a bunch of verbs, you can like go to al-ma'ani. Let me show you. You can start with using the English version before you go to like Arabic to Arabic dictionary. So you can just start with Arabic to English. So not English to Arabic, Arabic to English. Is it? Or is it the same? I don't know. Because I barely use the Arabic to English. I'm going to show you in the Arabic to Arabic one because I don't know how to use the English to Arabic one. But you can try and see if. So if I change my keyboard to Arabic and I type, for example, what verb were you looking at? Okay, let's do amana because this one keeps happening in the Quran a lot. So if I type amana, yikes. So it's gonna say, okay, you can change the dictionary because I prefer to change the dictionary to al-ghani. This one, if it is mu'addi biharf or if it's lazim, this one it would really tell you. Can you guys still hear me? Because my microphone has changed.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What is that? Al-Mani?
So it is almaani.com, just almaani.com. It's a very good website. So if I change my dictionary to al-ghani, and then now see what happens. So it tells me the rule letters is hamza, mim, and noon. And then it tells me it's a fi'al. Of course, now you have to learn how to read without tashkil, which is also another skill. So it tells me it's a fi'al. And then it tells me it's ruba'i. Do not worry about this. This one will just confuse you. Just forget about this one for now. And then it tells you lazim. And it can also be muta'addi biharf. It's lazim, but it can also be muta'addi biharf.
Okay.
So I really like that one because it can do that. I don't know if the English one can do that. We can try and see. I don't know. Okay. So this one just gives you the meaning. So it just tells you amana, peaceful, and it just gives you the meaning. So it might not really work for that purpose. But yeah. Wow, today we're really going so slow, but it's fine. Because this concept is really, really a good concept. Let me see.
So some family like ta'allama, that one, It can be mutaddi at the same time, it can be lazim too, right?
Yes, it kind of depends. Even aslama, you have a few that can be lazim, but it's a rare occurrence. It's not really a common thing. It's a rare occurrence. Yeah. Okay.
So one more time, the families that make lazim, it doesn't matter if you add the ba, it will not make it muta'addi, correct?
It's already muta'addi, so you're just adding. Like if
No,
it's
the
one
bottom
maf'ul
one.
bihi, then it would be like two maf'ul bihis.
No, I meant the bottom one. The families
Oh.
that make lazim, iqtaraba, inqalaba, and karuma. It doesn't matter even if I add a ba, it will not make it muta'addi. Is that what I understood just now?
For this one, it will make muta'addi. This one, it can. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, okay. So when it comes to iqtaraba, we will say 99% is lazim, but there's a 1% that could be muta'addi, or like a good percentage that could be muta'addi for this one. So it's like split. Majority is lazim, but there's that element of muta'addiya as well. But these two, 100% lazim.
Okay.
This one, yeah. Okay. So yeah, so that's muta'addi biharf. This is not something you're going to get at one go. Again, revise these notes. Slowly by slowly, it will become more clearer, inshallah. But that's the main idea. And you can see how even in English, words can change in meaning just because we added a harf. But the point is that this would make maf'ul bihi, and we saw this is maf'ul bihi fi mahalli nasab. That's the idea. Okay.
Something I just remember I had like taba ala and taba ila, same thing.
Oh, that's another thing. Okay, so the harf jar, if a verb can take more than one harf jar, so the meaning could change depending on the harf jar. Okay, so for example, if I say ba'atha fi and ba'atha ila, this is two different meanings. Ba'atha fi, we were just reading this in another book. Ba'atha fi, it means we sent you, this person was sent and they stayed there. Ba'atha ila means we sent them and they came back. So like there's the harf jar matters. It changes it can change the meaning completely, right? Yeah. And that's a simple example. You can have even a drastic example where the meaning is completely different. Completely different. Yes. So yeah, one
I
verb.
heard about that. Taba ala and taba ila, like when you said
it could be different meanings. Yeah. Right. Okay, we're really running out of time, but anyway, let's see. So those are the concepts that I wanted to cover. There are certain past concepts that you can be able to look at in this. So for example, مقول القول, we talked about that. So this آمنا is the مقول القول. إضافة is a very common. جار مجرور is also common. You can easily identify that. حرف مشبه بالفعل. حرف نصب. إن here. Or أن, sorry. أننا is the حرف مشبه بالفعل. And then مبتدا خبر, again a very common concept that you can easily. So أننا would be the مبتدا, مسلمون would be the خبر there. Easy concepts that you can find. Okay, so let's identify the concepts now that we've learned. We've learned about إذ ظرفية. So you're going to be looking at that إذ. We've looked at أن التفسيرية. And then we finally look at المتعدي بحرف. Okay. So let me give you how many minutes? 5 minutes, inshallah. And then we can come back and discuss some of this. Where is here? Okay, so 5 minutes. Do what you can. All right. I hope you were able to work out some things. If you were not able to finish everything, no problem. You can always come back to the recording and the exercises and just try and redo them. But because of time, I'm gonna stop there and just go through this so that we can get an idea. Okay, so أذكر إذ كنت صغيرا. أذكر, again, we said this idea that إذ الظرفية comes with this understanding that there's a hidden verb, أذكر. Sometimes it is mentioned, sometimes it is not mentioned. So remember when you were young. So you can see this إذ comes with the meaning of when or at the time you were young. كنت صغيرا, when you were young. So إذ الظرفية is what we are looking for there. And then أشرت إليه, أشرت إلى, أشار إلى. This word, this verb أشار comes with إلى. It is married to إلى. This is what we're talking about, متعدي بحرف. So إليه here, this is answering the question who. You indicated to who. إليه, to him. So you can see that this is متعدي بحرف, right? And then we have أن, أسكت, أن أسكت. So of course, when we're reading this, we would say أنيسكت. But because I'm breaking it, I'm saying أن أسكت, right? So this أن is أن التفسيرية, and it is followed by what? فعل أمر. You can see before it, we have أشارة, and we said that أشارة could be like, has this meaning of speech in it, embedded in it. And then uskut is فعل أمر that comes after an. So this an is التفسيرية. It is explaining this indication. What is this indication? Keep quiet. That's the indication that was made. مررت بخالد. مررت, I passed by Khalid. Bi Khalid. So bi Khalid is answering the question who? Who did you pass by? Khalid. So this is متعدي بحرف. Okay. And then we have إذ ظرفية. When did this passing by happen? When أمرني أن اعتمر. When he commanded me, again أمر has that meaning of قول. أمرني, he commanded me أن اعتمر, he commanded me do عمرة. So this is the time I passed by Khalid, when he commanded me do عمرة. That's the idea, right? So اعتمر, to do عمرة. That's the meaning that's happening there. أوحيت إليه, again أوحيت إليه. I suggested or inspired who? Him. But it comes with إلى. Of course, أوحى can also come without حرف جار إلى. And we've said this. It can be, if it's متعدي, it will have a meaning. If it's متعدي بحرف, it will have a different meaning. That's the idea. Okay. أوحيت إليه أن. So أن تفسيرية because أوحى came before. And then استعد is فعل أمر. استعد فعل أمر. We shall do the sarf of this in a bit, right? So don't be confused by this. Don't think this is فعل ماضي. فعل ماضي is استعد, استعى, not استعي. استعى like استغفر, استعد. But this one استعد is فعل أمر. إذ اقترب السفر, إذ الظرفية. When did this suggestion happen? Or like when did he ask me to get ready? إذ اقترب السفر, when the journey approaches, or when the journey nears, when it becomes near, right? So you can actually read from the translation and it will give you some idea of what is happening. آمن, this is a very, very common one in the Quran. آمن بالرسالة, آمن بي, right? آمنت به, right? So آمن الناس بالرسالة, the people believed in the message, so believe in the message. إذ ظهرت الآيات, when did they believe in the message? When the signs became clear, when the signs become apparent, right? So that's the idea. I hope that was clear. Oh, let me do the sarf of some of these words very quickly. So ذكر يذكر ذكرا فهو ذاكر. ذكر يذكر ذكرا فهو مذكور. ذكر يذكر نصر ينصر, family, right? And it's متعدي, of course. كان يكون كونا, this is the, you should know this in your sleep. كان يكون كونا فهو كائن. Of course, there's no متعدي here. So we're not going to do the متعدي. And then أشار, this is أجوف, it's hollow. أشار, so you can see it has an alif in the middle. أشار يشير إشارة, because it's hollow, we're going to bring the ta مربوطة. إشارة فهو مشير. Okay, and of course if it's متعدي, if you're doing أشار إلى, so أشير إلى, so أشير يشار إشارة فهو مشار إليه. That's where we get مشار إليه, right? When we're doing اسم الإشارة and مشار إليه, because it's متعدي بحرف, right? And of course this is أسلم family. سكت يسكت, نصر ينصر, سكت يسكت, سكوت, that's the masdar, فهو ساكت. And of course this is لازم, to keep quiet. The action is happening on you, right? So this is لازم. مر يمر, this is the two letters are merged, so this is مضاعف. مر يمر, مرور فهو مار. Of course, again, this one, the lazim version of it is not really used so much, but if you make it متعدي بحرف, then you have مر يمر مرور فهو ممرور, مفعول ممرور. So that's what would happen there. أمر يأمر, نصر ينصر, أمر يأمر, أمر or أمرا فهو آمر, آمر, somebody who commands. آمر فهو, and then أمر يؤمر, أمرا فهو مأمور, مأمور, the one who is commanded. اعتمر يعتمر, so this is اقترب يقترب, اعتمر يعتمر, اعتمار فهو معتمر, right? And then أوحى, now this is ناقص, ناقص because it ends with ألف مقصورة. أوحى يوحي, أسلم يسلم, أوحى يوحي إيحاء فهو موح. Of course, if you to do the passive line, which is not really rarely used, although in the Quran is used quite a bit. So أوحي, أوحي, you've probably had this in the Quran. So أوحي is the ماضي. يوحى, you've also had this in the Quran. وحي أو إيحاء فهو موحا would be the مفعول, اسم مفعول. And then we have استعد يستعد, استعداد, استغفر يستغفر, استغفار. So استعد يستعد, استعداد فهو مستعد. And then استعد, if you want to do the passive, يستعد استعداد فهو مستعد. And then اقترب, this again you should know it in your sleep because it's one of the families we memorized. اقترب يقترب, اقتراب فهو مقترب. Well, if you want to do the passive you can do, but it has to be متعدي بحرف or something. So اقترب يقترب, اقتراب فهو مقترب. Then آمن, again this one you should know in your sleep because it happens so many times in the Quran. آمن يؤمن إيمانا فهو مؤمن. أؤمن يؤمن إيمانا, if you want to do the passive, if it comes with ba. أؤمن يؤمن إيمانا فهو مأمون, فهو مؤمن, مؤمن. And then we have finally ظهر يظهر, ظهر يظهر, فتح يفتح, ظهور فهو ظاهر. And this one is لازم, we don't do the passive line. Okay, so we're gonna do the صرف quiz here for شهد يشهد. So شهد يشهد. Let me, where is it? I'm gonna start this, and then again, obviously like we normally do, just 3 minutes. Make sure to scroll down, try your best, and then we can see how we do. Okay, go ahead. 3 minutes inshallah. Did I close it? Okay, no. All right. Let's just finish this up. I'm gonna end the poll now and share the results. Okay, you should also be seeing your results there. Okay, let's look at this. Okay, so they witnessed the event. Witnessed, this is Madi. So how do we say? So huwa shahida, hum shahidu. So that's what we're looking for. We're looking for shahidu al-hadatha. So that's what we have, shahidu al-hadatha. And again, today I'm so sorry that we are taking too long, but inshallah we shall be winding up soon. So anti tashhadina. Anti tashhadina al-haqqa. So again, majority of you got it right. تشهدين الحق. And then finally we have, I did not witness it. لم أشهده. And all of you got it correct. لم أشهده. I did not witness it. Okay. So let's continue where we were. So شهد يشهد شهادة فهو, and it has a bunch of other masters. شاهد, and you can do the passive شهد يشهد. مشهود would be the مفعول به. Okay, who am I? So I'm too socially awkward to approach objects directly. I always bring a preposition, jar majroor. I always bring a jar majroor as emotional support. My object is usually majroor, so the مفعول به is majroor, not mansoob. I get along mostly with أفعال اللازمة. Who am I? This should be very easy. So, or what?
المتعدي بحرف متعدي
Yes.
بحرف.
Yes, so we're talking about متعدي بحرف, which is what we were covering today as well. I'm tempted to skip this because of time, to be honest. So what we're going to do is, you can do this as homework or as part of your own exercises. The topics that we've covered, إذ الظرفية and التفسيرية المتعدي بحرف. You can just practice this on your own or look for these concepts in the Quran. We would have been doing متعدي بحرف, but because of time, I'm going to skip this actually. But this is something that you can be able to do it. Just go to the Quran and see, ask yourself, how many times do I see amana bi, ja'a bi, or this ashara ila, or, we know some of these words, verbs that actually come with huruf al-jarra. So make sure that you spot them in the Quran. If dharfiya also happens in the Quran, you can just ask Google, show me the ayat where if dharfiya happens in the Quran, show me the ayat where an tafsiriya happens in the Quran, and so on and so forth. And you will have some practice on that, inshallah. For the reflection of the ayah, again, you're familiar with this exercise. Just think about the ayah. Why is bi wa bi rasuli, aminu bi wa bi rasuli? Believe in me and bi rasuli. Why is it bundled together? The closeness of the Prophet ﷺ to Allah, and so on and so forth. Why is iman? Why do we have to believe in Allah and also the Messenger? Like, what's that? Why is that important? What has iman got to do with loyalty and submission, right? Or is it just basically what is iman, right? Why do we need to say? Because قالوا آمنا واشهد بأننا مسلمون. Sorry, بأننا مسلمون. So why is it that they needed to say it? Why is the verbal declaration important? Why Muslimun and not Mu'minun? What did they say? Because the idea was amanna, right? They said amanna, we believe. But then they said ishhad, bear witness that we are Muslimun. So what's the connection there? What's happening? Is my iman visible in my actions? This is the very general question that you can always ask yourself at any point. So it's important to also reflect on the ayat and really derive some benefit from them. And we'll stop there, inshallah. So again, you're familiar with the homework. Just do the sarf of shahida yashhadu as much as you can. And then, inshallah, next week, we are going to do another difficult topic, ishtighal, as we are finishing. By the way, that's going to be more or less the last discussion that we have in terms of like topic. And then week 12 is just going to be practice, inshallah. Okay, so brush up on your knowledge on al-ishtighal. And I will see you guys next week. I'm going to end the video. There's a few of you remaining. So if I'm going to remain, I still have some time today, inshallah. So if you have any other questions or clarifications or comments, we can discuss, inshallah. So subhanakallahumma bihamdik. أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.